What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below, as usual. This one is called Organic versus Modified Foods. I guess modified, whatever. Over the years, I've come to find out that, you are what you eat for sure. But there's a difference between the foods that are organic and the foods that are modified. And one of the major things is every food has a season. So our diet is really supposed to be seasonally. It changes with the seasons. Like oranges grow at a certain time of year, strawberries grow at a certain time of year, um, corn grows at a certain time of year. Other fruits and vegetables they grow at certain potatoes, all that stuff. They grow at a certain time of year. But because we in America have so much, and people have learned agriculture so well, they modify food by having foods that can um, be produced year round. The same exact food. There's no dormant season. Like, and you got to understand that. Like, that's a problem. Now, the reason I say that is because when produce in particular, because I'm gonna start with produce. Um, your food will be good for a minute and then it will go bad if you just leave it out. If you refrigerate it, it'll last a little bit longer. But modified foods to me, have a shorter life shelf, have a shorter shelf life. Um, you know, they mold just like that, and it's usually to me because they're out of season in the first place. So, you know, I see this with strawberries. You know, you see some strawberries, you buy some strawberries, you look at the thing, make sure it's nothing, none of the fuzz in there. You buy them, you bring them home. You wake up in the morning and there's fungus in there. Like, what the hell? I just got these strawberries yesterday. I think modified foods just deteriorate faster. I don't think when people say, you eat to live, you eat to live because the food gives you the energy and helps your health to grow, maintain, thrive, evolve. But when you live to eat, people are buying all these foods, and the foods are dying fast. So if you put those dying foods in your body, you're dying fast. That's poisoning you to a degree. You know, like if I buy oranges or citrus, I don't. I got an orange tree. I'm not gonna. I know they'll last longer. Most fruits last. Like apples, anything with some type of shell on it lasts a little bit longer. But the way this modified stuff is going, it's ridiculous. People don't buy white sugar. You can buy cane sugar, buy honey. But some people can't are allergic to honey, and because they're allergic to bees and whatnot. But all this other stuff is crazy because I see how people have gotten used to eating and drinking things that are no good for your body. They're poisonous. You shouldn't. Soda is not a good thing for you. It's really not. Um, but people just drinking sodas every day, and you starting to see the body types and the way people's body is changing because, like I said, you are what you eat. When it comes to these processed meats, you know, I understand when people eating steaks and uh, cuts of meat, T-bones and all that other stuff, briskets and all that. But you go and eat fast food and you're eating burgers. And I remember I had to do this with my son. I took my son to like a McDonald's, and I took him to another burger joint that used actual beef, right? And I bought a burger at McDonald's. Then we drove to the other spot, and I bought a burger at this spot. And I took got home and I took the buns off, and I was like, now look at this and look at this. And because I don't even cook beef. I don't cook beef or pork. I don't eat beef or pork. So I showed him the one that was actual real beef and the one that was actual the McDonald's meat. And he's like, that don't, that don't even look the same. Like that's not. How is this the same meat and they completely different? It's like, well, see, they mess with these. You gotta, once you package something to go out to the masses, it's not really gonna be the concentrated food that it should be. The same thing with chicken. I don't even eat fried foods really, unless maybe fried seafood. But I will go to a Popeyes or KFC, and I'm not gonna lie, when they changed the name to KFC to say they didn't have to say it was chicken, something's wrong. When they had the article recently about the a lot of the boneless wings was rat meat, right? I laugh because when people always would ask me if I go out and eat wings, do you want bone in or boneless? I'm like, I want something with a bone in it because I don't trust y'all like that's like meat. Like, are you kidding me? You know, you go to these fast food joints and eat chicken nuggets. You ever been to the nuggets? You find any chicken in there? I don't know about that. But it's that type of stuff. Like, there's a difference between like when people say, "Oh, I go to Whole Foods and I get organic." Sometimes the only thing about that stuff that's organic is the price. I'm just being honest with you. The price. You know, green peppers are red peppers. Yeah, I don't know if you know that, but some of y'all don't understand. Like green peppers, how they look when they're early. Red is when they're fully matured. So you're just getting a red pepper early. That's all you're doing. You can grow your own peppers. You can grow your own onions, and you see how fast. And that's the thing about something being organic. Like if it got seeds, you can grow it, and you can grow it organically, and it'll look the same as the quote unquote genetically modified stuff. The difference is it won't grow the same way. It won't grow all year round. I got a plum tree. My plums is not going to be coming all year round. Like I said, the orange tree, the orange is not going to be coming all year round. It's not happening. Everything is seasonal. Um, Same thing, even with meat. Meat is really seasonal. You're not supposed to be eating pork, and if you eat pork, you're not supposed to be eating pork in the summertime. It's not a summer food. Some of y'all seem not to know that because generations don't talk. But pork, because pig is a filthy animal. Blah blah. So is a chicken. Some of y'all don't know that, but they're both scavengers who eat anything. Um, their meat, when you put it in heat, it's infested with worms. That's why people would eat it in the winter and smoke it in the winter because you can cure the meat. Because fresh pork can make your nose bleed. If I don't think people understand that too. This is why sometimes people wind up being bloated, and a lot of that pork, a lot of the foods and the way these foods are breaking down are really why people aren't as smart as they used to be, because you're eating all of these foods modified out of season, and you're eating these foods and they have an effect on your body and your brain. Same thing as your heart. Some people who eat a lot of pork, you can have heart problems because pork has worms. You might wind up getting worms in your heart. You might wind up getting like parasites in your body because of the pork, because that's what it does. You know, Pigs have the same problem. But people seem like they forget that. Same thing with farmed seafood. I know people. you gotta be cost effective and watch yourself. But when something's farmed, just know it's fucked to death, you know. And then you gotta look at what ocean or around what ocean this seafood comes from, because like going back a little bit to like Somali pirates, right? Somali pirates were fishermen before they were Somali pirates. Uh, Corporations, and I would say Europe and maybe America, you know, and other in countries around Africa, around Somalia, would dump their toxic waste in the ocean by Somalia, thus killing all the fish. So the Somali pirates started, getting guns and running these people out of there because they were killing their livelihood, but the way they eat and the way they feed their families and the way they feed their communities, because that will make the people sicker, you know. And when you talk about starving kids in Somalia, that had to do with greedy corporations and Europe, America, probably India, China dumping toxic waste into the ocean. It wasn't just because the people were straight up poor, no. So you have to find out which ocean they got this stuff from, because is it where people have dumped a lot of their waste? Because whatever goes in those in those fish is going in you. You know, just like unless fish has a season, shrimp has a season, crawfish has a season. Most, everybody tell you just like hunting, there's deer season, fishing is bass season, or trout and all that. It switches up because you have to go with the natural production of how things reproduce and grow and develop, crabs and all that other stuff. So when you're forcing it, you're really forcing yourself to take on things that are in some ways gonna harm you physically and mentally. Um, so this is just about diet and watching what you eat and taking care of yourself, because health is wealth. Sometimes the things we like to eat aren't good for us. My grandmother used to say that. You know, what glitters ain't gold. Everything that's good to you is not good for you. And we live in a world where we swear that glitter is gold, and everything that's good to us must be good for us until we have a heart attack. So we out. Peace.